Hello, hello. Welcome back to my craft room. This is Mara, and I'm going to walk you through how I am putting together this hybrid card for Craft Roulette episode 320. What a fantastic episode we had tonight with Amanda. I just love her, and we have some pretty good parameters. I think the wheel was pretty nice to her tonight. So, our project is a Z-fold card. We have summer vacation colors, which I cannot wait to go swimming. So we are using some of these nice blues, and I want to go to the ocean so bad. So we're doing a little ocean blue in there too, just for fun. Games, which we are going to use yarn for cat games, and then random is add a cat. So believe it or not, I only have one teeny tiny little cat stamp and one piece of paper that has a huge cat on it in my stash. I know, I'm just as shocked as you. Like, who doesn't have cats? Apparently, I don't. So I made my own cardstock and I made my own pattern paper tonight with my Cricut, and I used a file off of Creative Fabrica. So they have tons of digital scrapbook paper, and I do a lot of sublimation stuff also. So I already have a subscription to them for my sublimation files. So it only makes sense for me to use them. There are many other places though also that you can get digital files from. So I found this cute little cat, or at least I feel that it's cute, with some of these botanicals, and there's a little fish on there and some paws. So I just thought it was super cute. So I used my Cricut and did print and cut. And instead of doing an entire sheet of paper, I upload the file in as a pattern, and then I just fill in the image of the like box that I want for my card piece to cut out. I just fill that in as a pattern. So then that way I only have one small sheet of paper with just the right size of patterns that I want to print. That way I save a lot of ink, and it's already cut, it's already ready to go. And then I isolated some of these little cats and some of these images out of here, and I made a little embellishment cluster to use as a little bit of ephemera on here. And then I added a little yarn ball for the kitty to play with. And then I also made an inside sentiment cluster with adding some of the stuff. I'm not going to lie, I used one that was already made, that Cricut had already made, and then I replaced their cute stuff with my cute stuff because I'm not that good at collaging. So I used one that had already been collaged, and then I replaced it with my cute images. So, but still, it's done. And then print and cut with this. So then basically this is what they are calling hybrid paper crafting at this point, I guess, because then you get all of these pieces and it's like going back to traditional cardstock and making your card fancy and getting to dress it up and using it just like traditional store-bought paper. I guess the only difference is that my sentiment is printed on there instead of stamped, but it's really no different than putting a piece of ephemera on there, in my opinion. So let's put this together and see if we can finish dressing it up and make it cute. I am going to start in this center here and glue some of these pieces down. I kind of like this rich blue. I thought it looked really nice with the contrasting colors here. And like I said, it just reminds me of a nice, calming pool. I cannot believe that here in the Midwest, anyway, it was like 90 degrees in February and we were roasting. And now that it is Memorial Day weekend here also in the United States, and it should be nice and warm and everybody should be out celebrating and giving thanks, it is cold and rainy. But it'll warm up soon and then we'll all be complaining about how hot it is. So it'll work. I guess we're just kind of impossible to please some days, huh? All right. So I'm just going to quickly throw this piece in here. And then we are going to kind of call this portion of the card done. Line that up a little bit. I'm just kind of eyeballing here, so sorry. And then over here, I'm going to put a couple panels on. Put the blue down first here. I don't think there's two different colors on this cardstock. I didn't really look, so that might be a problem if it is. Sometimes I do have two different, oh, it might be. Yeah, well, we're going with it. Sometimes it's two different colors of blue. But if it is, it is. We're going with it. And the next thing I have to remember is to make sure that I have all my cats going in the right way. Because I started to put that together earlier and I put my cats the wrong way. Yep, those are two different blues, I think. Oh, well. We'll see if anybody else notices. All right, put this one back here. And I am going to ink around the edges a little bit, just because this is so stark white in the background of this. Usually I would use my Memento ink, but I think for just saving time and mess, just gonna run a little alcohol marker nicely down the edge. And hopefully that'll speed up the process a little here, so you don't have to spend a lot of time watching me ink an edge here. But it gives it a little bit of dimension, right? I do like that a little bit better. These little cats are cute. They're odd, but I think that's what I liked about them, was that it didn't look like a normal cat image. A little silhouette, but yet a little bit of a silhouette with a personality. And I kind of liked it. Which, who knew also that there were so many cat papers? Holy Toledo. I went to look for some cardstock images, and I think there was like 15,000 or something like that. And I was like, oh, yep, we need to narrow that down a little. So we did not take that long to look through those. All right, throw some cats on here. Yeah, I think that kind of shadowed that in and added a little focus in there, maybe. All right. This is coming together so far, I think. Have you guys ever used any hybrid type scrapbooking before? I find it harder and harder to find patterned papers and to find the supplies that I want. And I find myself turning to it more and more often now, just as an option. And I've been using some digi-stamps a little more often. And I feel like those are kind of a nice option also. Now, granted, as long as your digital stuff works, then it's fine. When you run into problems with printers not working, like when I tried to do my card for last week, I printed out my image and I went through 3 printers and I don't even know how long trying to get it to print, and I still never got a full image or got it printed right, but I used it and made it work. Because one printer was out of ink and another one wouldn't accept the paper piece I wanted to use. And, you know, technology, it's great when it works. Okay. Put my cats on right. I think my dogs would be upset if they thought I was being a traitor with the cats. It kind of looks like a Kerwin kitty, like Mary's cat. I had a little black cat one time. Her name was Lucy. Oh, she was an experience, but I loved her. All right, we almost have all these panels put on here. And I think I got all my cats going the right way. Looky there. Hot diggity. Oh, they are definitely not lined up. But that's okay. You'll never know it if you move it fast enough. There you go. That's your tip for the day. Move the card fast enough and you'll never know. Okay, so I'm going to put this up here to make sure it covers that sentiment. And then I'm going to put this down here. Okay, the last time I made this C-fold, I put it together wrong. So we'll see if I can show you how to put it together correctly this time. Kind of line this up right against that edge. And we're going to put this band on here for a double Z. Is that going to fold correct? All right. Put a little glue across here. Nice and straight-ish. Straight-ish. It'll work. Hold that together on there. And then we're going to finish out this embellishment. Oops, sorry. I printed this also, and I didn't have any paper that matched, so I color matched it there as well as what I could, and printed that out also. And then I just tore it. And I'm going to put it on a little bit of a black strip here, just to give it just a little bit more contrast. Put that on there, kind of like that. It's like cat scratch, or at least that was my thought when I was doing it. There, that's kind of cute. Put that fold back together. That went together nicely. Let's put this guy on. And finish up our sentiment. So for this yarn ball, I took some baker's twine. I was going to put yarn on there, but it's such a little thing that I think the yarn would have just been too big. And I liked the color of the baker's twine. So I took some glue dots and I just put some glue dots down on the paper. And I literally just took it and rolled it. And then I flipped it and rolled it a couple of times, flipped it again and rolled it a couple of times and shoved it down on there just to kind of make a ball. So don't pull out it too much because I think it'll come apart. And then I just kind of pulled it down through here. And then I used another small glue dot and just wrapped in a little bit around there and dropped another glue dot. And then I'm just going to kind of let that hang off of there. And I'm going to pop this sentiment strip up. Oh, sorry, that was loud. Pop this sentiment strip up across the back here. And I think that should go across here pretty good. Put that in the kitty's paw. Bring that back down there. Sorry, I'm trying not to get my head in this. There. Kind of pop that up. It's straight enough. Oh, covered up that fish all the way, but that's okay. And then I gotta figure out where I want to put this because I only want this like half attached. So we'll just put a few dots over here. See if we can hit that spot again. What do you think? About right here, maybe? Looks pretty good to me. And then that way that little cat will still be able to peek out there. There. I think that's straight-ish. Estimates. Always estimates around here. There we go. And I'm really, really, really fighting the urge to splatter. Don't do it. Fight the urge. Fight the urge. Less is more. I keep telling myself less is more. It's okay to have white space. I have to self-talk sometimes. And I think we will finish this off with a nouveau dot there. And a nouveau dot there. What do you think? Whoop, I think I messed up my nouveau dot. Good enough. I think it's cute. I like my kitty cat card. Happy birthday. It's your day to party. Double Z. Summer vacation colors. Kitty cat game. I think we did it, friends. I think we have another craft roulette card in the books. We did some hybrid crafting. And we made another successful card. All right. We'll see you next week, hopefully. Have a good week.